Well, hope springs eternal in Western Sydney. The off-season has brought yet another massive revamp of the playing squad, with 17 players coming in and 16 leaving the other way. Since they last made the finals, Wanderers have appointed 5 coaches, signed 77 players, 94 have left, and only 3 of last season's 12 new faces are still there. Has Mark Rudan finally found the elusive winning blend? We're about to find out. Perth Glory have had a similar rejig, 15 new faces, with 13 being shown the exit door as they seek to restore dignity to a proud jersey that suffered the ignominy of a first ever wooden spoon last season. Off-field issues didn't help the Glory. Sadly, neither did Daniel Sturridge, and they know they must be more competitive this time around. In terms of the teams, this Wanderers 11 contains just one survivor from the starting 11 from round 1 last season. That's Adama Traore. There are 9 debutants, with Tomislav Merchela keeping Traore company from last season. Imports, Marcelo from Brazil, the Bosnian Kripic, and the Frenchman Amalfitano are all selected, as is Milos Ninkovic after his crosstown switch in the off-season. Borello and Kleur return to their country of birth. There's no Oli Bozanic, who has a calf injury. Now, Perth Glory contains 7 debutants, UK imports Beavers and Macca among them. Ryan Williams becomes the 3rd Williams brother to wear the Glory jersey. The Tunisian Salim Khalifi will play just off Bruno Fornaroli, who's back fit again to lead the line. In goal, Liam Reddy becomes the oldest player to feature in the Australian National League's history at the age of 41, breaking the record held by Romario. And Jack Clisby plays his 50th game for the Glory. Mark Rudan got his first win as Wanderers coach against Perth after taking over midway through last season from Carl Robinson. A Jack Rodwell goal enough for 3 points here in Parramatta. Rodwell, of course, one of many departures during the off-season. And there is Ruben Zankovic, who grew up in Fairfield in Sydney's West, so a homecoming of sorts for him. His first full season as head coach of the Glory, and they've put plenty of experience around him in the shape of Kenny Lowe and Mitch Davray, Andy Keogh and Chris Coyne. Kurt Hams appears to be happy now. And the ball, somewhat belatedly, is rolling in Parramatta. Is it to be a new era? Or the same old story? Wanderers fans have been here before, and they look ahead with optimism this season. And same question regarding Perth Glory halves.
Well, I think every fan starts every new season full of hope. A lot of mystery around both these teams. But in the prevailing view, the Western Sydney fan base, I think, is being told through the turnstiles.
Nice little pirouette from Cassini Yangi.
Certainly the accumulation of talent is notable. Written in his coaching staff, management staff, have found some fine players. No Australian Cup commitment, so negative thing.
Not too friendly in the opening seconds between Traore and Ryan Williams. That's a tussle to keep an eye on. Looking to get those little combinations going, and Milos Ninkovic, of course, so important in that regard. Jab forward by Traore didn't quite find its mark, though. Perth have a throw. Perth Glory with just the 1 win in their last 18 matches in all competitions. That's how poor their season was last time around. That win came in the final round of last season against Melbourne City. Well, they are looking for back-to-back wins today, as Yangi fouls Ryan Williams.
His second opportunity in possession, Ryan Williams. Thereabouts, second foul drawn. Yangi clearly late to the party.
Let's see if Parramatta McAneff could get a little more elevation on this delivery. So this one wasn't too clever, didn't beat Ninkovic. He does this time. It's Beavers at the back post. And a clash of heads, I fancy. Which will require attention for both players. Kurt Amps quickly on the scene.
Well, the ball floated pretty innocuously, really, to the back stick. It's just inviting the contest, and there might be similar such deliveries through the season for Beavers, who stands at 6'4". But of course, Cassini Engi's no shrinking violet either, so this was almost going to be touch and go. Two big guys leaping for the ball and getting a head knock as a result.
Now the chance for the Wanderers to break. It's Brandon Barolo on the charge, and he's fouled quite bluntly by Darryl Latchman. It may well be a card.
Yeah, and you know, the card can be given later. Kurt Am's terrific referee. And there goes Barella. It's a clear foul, it's a clear yellow card, but the ref just hold off a sec. Look at the Wanderers' intent to keep the game going, take the opportunity and entertain the fans.
Looking for the give and go, and Kleur will get there. Well, it was positive play from the fullback, but Liam Reddy's gloves were secure for Perth.
Yeah, he's done well. Just moving the ball and continuing the run, and he's probably lost his bearings there. Didn't really need to hit the turf. Maintains his feet. He's probably got the opportunity to pick a better pass than that.
Right in the challenge, slipping the ball through. Barolo couldn't quite set himself. And Perth survive another raid. McAneff gets it up towards Forderoli on halfway. And this time Kurt Amps says that is a foul. Mark Redan believes that his player got the ball.
Yeah, I didn't see a foul there either. What I saw was a beautiful attack in the lead-up from the Wanderers. A through ball from Barolo, who probably just needed to help it on its way. There's no foul there. It should be play on.
Yep, I have to say, replay suggests you're right. Trothic played the ball centrally quicker. He's on the ball again now. Bosnian. Kleur. He's not quite got his range yet, Gabriel Kleur, but he's not one of the more likely players for the Wanderers. He's drawn the foul here. That's going to be another card. And Kleur again invited forward down the right. The best cross into the box by Malfitano. They'll try again, the Wanderers. Ninkovic. Zach Duncan at his back. Still found the gap. Now clever from Ninkovic. Nieuwenhof's cross only finds the head of Beavers. Williams loses out to Traore. Now Yengi. The Malfitano spotting that run. Here's a chance for the Wanderers. And Ninkovic, of all people, couldn't find the right technique at the crucial moment. Best chance of the first half, really, you'd say.
Yeah, well, Malfitano has been delivering most of the stuff out of Wanderers midfield. But of all the moves we've seen Ninkovic put on in his time in the A-League, Mikhail Baryshnikov's not one of them.
Reworked backroom staff, of course, for Mark Redan during the off-season as well. Might have recognised the figure of Adam Griffiths, one of his new assistants. Player with the Newcastle Jets, and pretty successful last season in the NPL New South Wales with Manly United, making the step up into the senior professional coaching ranks. It's a foul by Traore on Forneroli. Maybe with the last chance of the first half. Meantime, Ninkovic is down as well in back play. Final chance of the first half may well go to Perth once these injuries are resolved.
Beavers, the big number 5 in white, just making his way into the penalty area, will be the target. Latchman will go forward as well for Perth. Got 2 really impressive opportunities from a set piece in there. Here's the challenge on Ninkovic. Contact between he and Amini, former Sydney FC teammates. And then Fornaroli with a similar sort of grievance filed against Adama Traore this time round.
Two of the legends of the A-League, Ninkovic and Fornaroli, in the wars. Both back up and about, and tall figure of Mark Beavers looms at the back post again. Cassini Yengi detail with keeping a watching brief on him. Needs a decent delivery from Macca. Too often that's been the story from Macca's set-piece deliveries. Disappointment for Perth. The visitors finishing the half, the stronger of the two. Salim Khalifi has had one shot that flew past Lawrence Thomas's left-hand uprights. They pitched the lead before the break here. Well, they've got a corner.
Well, those injuries have just put a little bit of extra time into the stoppage time, which does give this opportunity. You'd think it would be the last of the first half.
Macca again to take. Towards Beavers near post. And volleyed away by Traore. That is the final touch in the first half. Has rarely hit the heights. Not too many goal-scoring opportunities for either side. Fornaroli has worked hard on behalf of his team. Miloš Ninkovic had a half chance for the Wanderers at one end. Salim Khalifi with a shot at the other, but neither goalkeeper in truth overworked, and hopefully better to come from these two teams who are still in rebuilding mode, of course, in the second 45. At the break, Western Sydney Wanderers 0, Perth Glory 0. So Kurt Amps, as AC/DC belts away in the background, blows his whistle and gets us back underway. Perth Glory in the all-white strip, kicking from right to left on your screens in this second half, and immediately goes out of play off the boot of Mark Beavers for a throw. No changes made by either coach at the interval. This is Suleiman Kripic. A little bit tight on that far touchline. Breaks for Nieuwenhof. Tomislav Merchela. Gabriel Pleur, touched by Borello. Wanderers looking a little bit sharper at the outset of the second half, but that's going to be beyond Kripic. Beavers trying to see the ball out. A little exchange with the referee's assistant as well, the Englishman. Shot, it's a Wanderers throw. Gabriel Pleur shaping for the big one. Beavers won it in the air, bobbling around, and Yengi with that ball across the line for a corner. Verdict is no. Liam Redding with a fairly routine save. He made a little bit of a meal of. All over the top, and they've got the wrong side. Big chance here for Suleiman Kripic, but he can't take it for Western Sydney Wanderers. Perth got in an awful mess there, and it perhaps just wouldn't sit for the Bosnian.
Well, Marcelo drops the ball over into the vacant space. Beavers is the favourite at this point, but he opts to stretch. Is almost the tangle that could have conceded a penalty, and it's fallen not particularly beautifully for Suleiman Kripic, but certainly good enough to make it 1-0.
numbers. Don't forget a series of documentaries being made and being screened on Paramount Plus, including Inside Sky Blue, the story of Sydney FC's ultimately disappointing A-League campaign last year. A whole series of programmes going behind the scenes, fascinating viewing. Make sure you give it a watch, streaming on Paramount Plus over the coming weeks. Foul on Ninkovic by Macca. Quickly taken to and thumped towards goal. Already has to plunge down to his left to deny Brandon Borrello. Wanderers building a case. Yengi. Still Yengi, but ultimately got his ankles wrong.
Brandon Borrello's been busy on their Harvey Norman replay. Comfortable from Liam Reddy, but at least the goalkeepers have been taken off the dole cue, Simon.
Forderoli's lost out to Klur. Here's Milos Ninkovic. Still Milos Ninkovic. And straight into the gloves of Liam Reddy. Another chance for the Wanderers. They're starting to push with 20 minutes to go.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay, Klur being busy again, and that's smart. Just held the ball onto Ninkovic at every opportunity. He throws dummies, he sends defenders the wrong way. The shot ultimately was very comfortable for Liam Reddy.
There's David Williams for Perth at the other end. On the spin, and it trickles wide of that right and upright.
The two bits of quality which have led to both these last attacks, one for Wanderers and this one for Perth. And this is the back end of it. Williams to Williams. Ryan to David. His hook shot teases Lawrence Thomas, never really in doubt, but it was the ball spread from the centre of the field out to the right by Mitch Offenborough. Now he has a delightful left foot, Mitch.
Wanderers' next assignment is on paper one of the tougher ones of the season. A trip to Melbourne to face Victory at Amy Park. That's next weekend, before Brisbane and Newcastle come calling to Parramatta. Perth go to the Jets next, then to the Mariners, and then Adelaide. Top of the defender, and Borrello is onto it. Oh, and it just bounces up in front of Reddy. It's an open goal and nodded in by Suleiman Kripic. And Western Sydney Wanderers have the breakthrough with 12 minutes to go, thanks to their Bosnian international. A scruffy goal, but they won't care, they all count. And in a tight game, could that be the winner for the red and black?
Well, they all count on the Harvey Norman replay. It's a goal that sort of sums up the football match so far. Level with the ball. Slight question about him being onside or offside, but having squandered the best chance of the match so far, Kripic does find his debut goal for his new club.
And I suppose the only other question from a Perth point of view was Liam Reddy slightly impeded by Nazarene as he attempted to get back up and go after the ball. Borrello's corner. Alfitano didn't get hold of that at all, almost a complete air swing. Returned by Klur, intelligent ball. Nazarene has one go at it. Might get a second, looks for a penalty, and Kurt Am says yes. Stefan Kolakowski adjudged to have impeded Rami Nazarene, and this could seal it now for the Wanderers.
Well, my first reaction is this will be overturned. Ball over to Nazarene. It's a great bit of control from Remy. Does Kolakowski bring him down? I don't know if it's going to be overturned, but I don't know if Stefan brings him down.
Suleiman Kripic is charged with the responsibility. The Bosnian flag of his heritage flying in the background in the stands. Kripic against Reddy. And Reddy plunges to his left and makes the save and keeps Perth alive for a couple of more minutes at least. He has been known to be a bit of a penalty-saving specialist in the past, and he gets the right way. Decent height for the keeper, it must be said as well.
Yeah, look, it's good contact from Kripic, and it's a really strong save from Liam Reddy.
That's blocked. The follow-up! Oh, and Lawrence Thomas finally called into action in the 95th minute of the game, and he's equal to it. A crucial stop to preserve this slender lead.
Well, that's McIneff's most promising moment. He's waited till deep into injury time. He hit that one so cleanly. Corner for Perth.
And it comes. Back post is Beavers. And hooked towards goal. But rather tamely in the end. And Thomas will claim. He's virtually had nothing to do, Lawrence Thomas. But when called upon, he earned his money. Your assessment of the two teams' halves. Probably have to be quick about it too.
Well, to the extent I know both coaches, Mark Rutten and Ruben Zadkovic, both would say we've got a lot of work to do.
However, it is the Wanderers who get the chocolates thanks to Suleiman Kripic's late strike. He missed a penalty as well after Stefan Kolakowski had fouled Remy Nazarene, but in the end it doesn't matter. The Bosnian is the match winner. Wanderers off to a flyer as Mark Rudan's revamped squad accounts for Perth glory and sets in train what they hope will be a much, much better season. Work to do for both teams, as Andy Harper said. More off-field disruptions for Perth and plenty of players to bed in over the next few weeks. But tonight, Wanderers can at the very least enjoy being above Sydney FC and being back in the winner's circle for the first time since April. That's the way it finished at Combank. Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Perth Glory 0.